If you don't believe, then you don't have to believe it.
ABSeattle, Aaron Brown here with Mark Shoemaker from Televided. He just put out a new EP that we're going to talk about, and this EP is apparently all about robots.
Yeah.
So it's a concept album about robots. Can you tell us how you got the idea of making a concept album about robots?
Well, there's it kind of comes from a gag where I would occasionally, while playing in a band, announce that the next song is about robots, and I hope you all hate it. And it never was about robots. It was usually about love or something else that's standard. And so I finally set out to make something about robots. And the story it's kind of based off of is a compilation of little sci-fi nuggets here and there that I really enjoyed reading about. So that's basically where I got the idea.
So it's a 5-song sci-fi EP that tells a story about, is it strictly robots? Or do you find yourself, did you write yourself into any of the characters on the EP?
Not exactly. It's not about me, but it's kind of about a recurring dream I had where I was detached from Earth. I was kind of like in a spaceship, and I could still talk to my friends via the internet or whatnot, but I just kind of like floated around and looked at the world. Didn't really have to be a part of it. That was a weird dream to have, and I like being alone a lot, so I'm not quite a hermit, but getting there. Getting the hermit beard for sure. Really the... I guess it's not necessarily about robots, but it does tell a story arc of a guy who builds a robot, and then it helps him go on a mission that takes him far away from Earth. And right around the middle of the second song, the robot realizes that it just sent its only friend off to die and hatches a plan to go and rescue him.
Okay. Even
though it doesn't necessarily want to be rescued.
Did you write everything on your own, or did you have some people that you worked with in order to write this? I
did. A lot of I'd say the core writing was all done on my own, and I actually finished it in April of 2010. And then I had a couple of friends come on and add it's kind of like a music Sunday, and they'd keep adding toppings to it, and I'm really happy with the end result, although it's not very much like what we had originally set out to do. So yeah, I can't claim all of the writing credit. I mean, all of the songs are mine, I wrote them, but so much was added by my friends that they really deserve credit and acknowledgement.
Who are these friends? Who else helped you with this album?
Who are these friends?
Who are these so-called friends
that
you say you have?
What are they? Can other
Can you
people
see them
see
now?
these friends? Yeah. Well, I can see them. My friends David Green played guitar.
Okay.
And he did backing vocals on one of the tracks, and my friend Will came in and did drums for us. And Will banged out all of the drums for the whole EP in one day, just under 8 hours. And Dave kind of led the whole project from a producer angle, so he added a lot of the polish and a lot of the effects work, a lot of the post work as well. The album's very synthy and very I kind of want to say overproduced in the way that it's very polished and almost Photoshop for ears, but it was made that way not to be disingenuous, but because we really wanted to make it something science fiction-y and kind of about something that is just beyond the step of what you would expect in conventional rock and roll music. So
yeah, because I was wondering, I heard the album, I think it's really good.
Thanks.
And I've always known you as the rock bass player, so I'm kind of wondering how the transition became from rock bass player to more electronic stuff. Something you've always wanted to do, or is it because of this whole robot conception? You're just like, hey, this is where it took me.
Well, when you're working alone, a lot of the easiest course you can do is with MIDI instruments and programming MIDI instruments. I started on keyboards years and years ago before bass, so I had that was the direction I went with it, and that's the direction I'm going in future stuff as well. Maybe not as homemade as something that sounds like it was made in a bedroom, but definitely I am definitely making it myself in a little wood shop. So it's going to have more of a synthy aspect leading forward.
Did you record anything in the studio, or was this all done like in your own little personal office or anything?
Most of it was done in my little studio, and then the rest of like the guitars and the drums were done at Dave's studio at Houdini's Tree, and that's his. That's
he has his own studio.
Yeah, that's the studio he runs with his brother Chris, who also contributed to the record. He did some engineering and some additional production stuff.
So it took you just a few years to do this because of the overlay.
Well, it was really done as a kind of a passion project, and it was set up for everybody to do in their spare time, and that's really what took it this long to come out. The follow-up record I'm already working on is called Sister Picture, and it's going to be in 2013 that it gets released. So awesome. A lot more of it is going to be just me, and probably less contributions from other people on their free time. Although the contributions that people add are going to be, the same quality that we have in the current EP.
That's cool. What's your personal favorite track off the EP?
I'd say my favorite track is Winter Saturday, and it has this really romantic instrumental interlude at the end, and it kind of goes bananas. And that end part was constructed entirely by my friend Dave, and he
that's cool.
He really built that, and it came out of nowhere, and it just really struck a chord with him. And I feel like it really captures the moment of what I'm trying to depict in the story. So yeah, that's my favorite piece, because it doesn't sound like something that I'm so vastly familiar with. You're writing your own music for a long time, and you hear it over and over again, and then when somebody else works with you, you get this breath of fresh air in the project. And for me, that is the freshest of all the air of the project.
Not only is the EP really good, the cover is just as good. Did you have anything to do with the cover of the album?
Well, the cover was done by my friend Shane Small, who is an incredible graphic designer. I worked with him previously, and the guy's just amazing. He's a really super interesting dude and extremely talented. He has this excellent... All the work he does, he has a website. Can I plug it?
Yeah.
Yeah, his website's called Creatorial. All of his stuff has this kind of urban, graffiti-edged print. He kind of blends all these modern elements together with this distinctly urban and vibrant look, and for the album cover that he did for me, I just told him the story behind what was in the EP, and he was inspired by that, and he actually constructed that image from a whole bunch of other source images and a lot of stuff that he pictures he took himself and other things he actually painted in Photoshop. So he's just an amazing artist.
It's good. It looked like great work. I really enjoyed the cover.
Yeah.
Be a good poster, I think.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
You're welcome. Are you going to perform any of this live? Are you going to find a band, or are you going to just kind of put out albums for a while?
I don't know. I'm definitely on the road of putting out albums. When I got to the point where I was doing a lot of home recording, it seemed like my days in a band were kind of a favorable memory as I get more and more committed to my family, and my free time is less flexible. But if I do play live, I will play with Will and with Dave. I've invited them to play out, and they've definitely, they're on board. So it's just a matter of me finding time to put together the live set and to construct it. It's such a loud sonic experience on the record that we're trying to deliver. It might be hard to do that with just 3 guys, but we have modern technology these days, and clips,
laptops, and all that
laptops,
stuff.
And other computers. So we might find a way.
It's only $5, kids. The entire EP, 6 songs. It's less than $1 a song, and I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's actually free if you put in 0.
And it's free if you don't want to pay the $5.
Paying is nice, but I really like the idea of people being able to contribute what they think it's worth, and that that's probably the added bonus of being an indie musician, is that I get to have full creative control and allow people to pay what they think it's worth. Some people have contributed more, and some people have contributed less. It's just kind of what I like the customer kind of be in control of that.
That's pretty awesome. A lot of bands are actually moving that way, since you make no money off records anyways. So why just give their music away? And I think it's kind of refreshing. I can see how some people would not want to do that or be apprehensive. But I think the day and age we're in,
Right. You got to kind of embrace the free information movement, and while I think that it's kind of hard for the music industry to just tap into that and to monetize it, because a lot of people do have the expectation that it's free, there are a lot of services out there like Bandcamp that people should continue to use because the artist makes the most money from Bandcamp. It really is a fair shot, and if you wanted to support indie music, that's the way to go, is to buy directly from the artist and,
Awesome.
and contribute that way. Cool.
It's time for 6 out of 60.
I'm ready.
So I have 60 questions here.
Oh my god.
And you have to, you can choose one at a time, 1 through 60, and we're going to do it 6 times, obviously.
Sure.
And we're going to talk about it, discuss it, answer it, mostly you, but we'll see what happens.
21.
21. This, the last band chose this as well. Do you agree Norm Macdonald is the funniest man alive? And if not, who is?
Norm Macdonald has an excellent voice, and the way he delivers lines is brilliant. I mean, he's probably my number 2 next to, like Mitch Hedberg.
Very funny man.
Rest in peace.
Was a very funny man.
But I have to say that my number 1 funny man right now has got to be Louis C.K.
That is funny because the Black Swedes said the exact same thing last week.
He's a very funny man.
Very funny man. And this question has been chosen twice, so it gets taken off. Both of you picked 21 first. Kind of interesting.
Number 1.
Number 1. Van Halen or Van Hagar?
Why do you make me choose?
I know, it's a tough question.
Diamond
Dave or the Red Rocker?
Man, I'm going to have to go with Diamond Dave.
Diamond Dave? Any
Yeah.
reason?
Because he's a badass.
He is a very badass, which is interesting because a lot of people don't realize that Hagar was in the band longer than David Lee Roth was actually in the band.
All the sweet videos he was in came out, and so I wanted to be that spandex wearing guy. So, I mean, have you seen the kicks he could do? I'm sorry, the guy's just like a ninja professional rock and roll.
Very true, very true. Good answer, good answer.
So let's go 60.
Number 60. Who would be the 5 members of your super band?
5 members. Philip from Radiohead plays drums. Imogen Heap. Yancy from Sigur Rós. Probably Carlos from Interpol on bass. And number 5. I'm going to pull someone who's not with us anymore. I'm going to throw Freddie Mercury in there just because it's a super band.
It would be, it's a super band. That sounds like a very, very Joy Division sullen band that you just put together there.
I don't know. I think Imogen Heap would bring a certain element, and Yancey's solo stuff is really, really peppy. So I think actually it could be really energetic. And Carlos is just a pimp on the bass. I mean and
he dresses really well.
He
very well.
Yeah, bolt straight. He's great. Let's go with 40.
Number 40.
Yeah.
My favorite board game is
Citadels.
God, I haven't played that forever. It's a really fun game.
It is kind of fun. It's fun because you kind of have this layer of strategy, and after the second or third time playing, you start to get more into the idea of trying to rip off the guy next to you, or settle plans in order. And I don't know. It's not really a board game, but it's kind of a board game.
It is. I think it is.
Yeah,
I'm a board game nerd. I'll admit it.
Okay,
I'm fine.
Yeah, Citadel's fun. I like it. Let's go with number 8.
Did you know that Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish is a country star now?
I learned that today.
Serious?
Actually, yes, I learned that today, and I'm impressed that he got awards, didn't he?
He's got a few awards.
Yeah,
I actually own 2 of those albums.
Do you really?
Sorry, I lost a lot of my indie rock cred, but
you had me up until that point. Then
they were actually pretty good, and yeah.
Yeah. I learned that just today, and I'm impressed. I haven't actually done a lot of research into his stuff, so what would you say? Is it really good?
It's good. I mean, I'm not like the Darius Rucker research. What's he doing right now on Twitter? Nothing like that. But I mean,
in what capacity is it good? Is it just well written, or is it like, damn, I wish I wrote that, or is it speaking?
No,
to
not
soul?
damn, I wish I wrote that. Just sometimes when you're driving down the street and it's a sunny day, you have the windows down. It sounds kind of good to have a. I wasn't the world's biggest Hootie fan, but there's a little bit of twang in there, which makes you feel like spring and road trip. So it's kind of more road trip and a few Miller Lights.
Nice. No, I mean,
4 Miller Lights, let's put it that way.
Can we be in the passenger seat at least while we're imbibing?
I don't condone that.
With let's go with 42.
42.
Little sci-fi did.
The Black Swedes picked this one as well.
Dicks.
Did you own a copy of Natalie Merchant's Tiger Lily CD?
I do. I did, actually. I own that from when it was new.
It was... I think everybody owned that, going back to the Darius Rucker thing, and a Hootie and the Blowfish CD.
It's demographics, man. I mean, I'm in my 30s, so I actually know what CDs are, and I'm kind of, I'm clinging to my old technology desperately. I had Suzanne Vega and Cranberries, too. I mean, you're going to just... I was basically the poster child for 120 minutes. You're going to throw me out the window now? Come on.
Great show.
Yeah, I love it. I wish it back. I was, might have had a huge crush on Kennedy. That might have happened.
She's still around. I saw her do an interview actually a couple of weeks ago with Greg Dooley on the YouTube.
That sounds awesome. What did they talk about?
The reunion of the Afghan Wigs, which happened last year, and it was freaking amazing.
I clearly don't spend enough time on YouTube, and now I'm going to be on YouTube.
Yes. Well, Mark, I want to thank you for being on the show. The album is titled
Robot Hearts.
Robot Hearts. And check it out, and we'll see you.